So this report was really to sound the alarm that the city could be in a really big hole by end of June next year. That's the end of the fiscal year, if the city just isn't making enough revenue. And that 400 to 600 projected deficit, that's based on money that's coming into the city right now, based on the revenue. Now, I spoke with an LA City Council member earlier today, and he said they're going to have to start looking at cutting salaries or services or both. And some of those services we rely on. Take a look.
Spending time in the office and doing a virtual Zoom call is most likely how you'll find Sergeant Jerretta Sandoz these days. But that wasn't always the case. She's patrolled some of the toughest neighborhoods in LA.
To see some of the opportunists that take advantage of situations or take advantage of the community members that live there and they want to live in peace, very, very disheartening.
Sandoz is a 27-year LAPD veteran, and now she advocates for police officers with the union LA Police Protective League. That's meant having less officers on the street after the city of LA slashed the LAPD budget by $150 million earlier this year.
We're supposed to hire about 500 in the academy this year. It was cut by 250, so that really means it's going to be less officers on the streets. Human trafficking, which is huge in Los Angeles, that has been cut back. Slower responses to 911 calls.
She's concerned there could be more cuts in the future. LA City is currently facing a budget shortfall between $400 and $600 million by the end of the fiscal year on June 30th. The city has not asked LAPD to make any more cuts, but Councilman Paul Krikorian says the city is taking a hard look at whether other services might suffer, since LA has seen a huge drop in revenue from taxes.
We're going to have to look at the fire department. The emergency management department has already incurred reductions. So if these numbers hold and if we don't get help from Washington, there's no question that there's going to be reductions across the board in all of the city services.
Krikorian says layoffs could be coming down the line since salaries make up 90% of the city's budget.
We have furloughs of employees currently scheduled to begin on January 17th. And we can't even take layoffs off the table yet.
Meanwhile, Sandoz says any more cuts to the LAPD could impact public safety. She's already seen an increase in crime during the pandemic.
26% increase in murders, and then a 23% increase in shootings. That is unacceptable.
Given that she once patrolled the streets, these are dangers Sandoz is all too familiar with.
Councilman Krikorian says that the city is negotiating with unions to see if they can cut costs without resorting to furloughs and layoffs. Back to you.